Hey, I hope my wig's not too dusty. I think it's alright. But, is it okay? Is it okay? But anyways, I was listening to a news channel today, and what was said was, if you do not have enough money, or you can't afford Medicaid or Medicare or your own health insurance, then you shouldn't consider moving, or you can't move, or you don't have the ability to move, or anything of that nature. And I think that is a complete and utter insult to our ancestors who completely decided to move from circumstances that were no longer benefiting them. Whether they benefited them at all, that could be argued, because of the history of what was going on in countries and the current state of different countries and so forth. And but the point is, they left with nothing. Not a car, not a passport, not some change, not no gold, not any silver, with dogs chasing them, killers chasing them, and so forth. And they tried to make a better life for themselves. Again, and you don't have to just go off, African American history. Again, you can take the immigration of the Irish, you can take the immigration of the Polish, the Italian, so forth and so on. So many people have that freedom to migrate, and they can if they want to, but to discourage people from doing so, who might even be considering it, just because you feel that they don't have enough income to do so, is counterproductive. So many people, there's a large conversation going on about people migrating, from southern parts of America, with nothing, because they're going to receive benefits from different countries, possibly for refugee status or any other status that they might be able to obtain some type of financial security to help them get on their feet. And that should always be on the table. And to discourage someone because you feel so strongly in your beliefs about staying somewhere if you're not wanted, kudos to you. However, people should be aware of their options. And also, I heard something about a 900-page document, and people not being wanting to read it. I mean, I can completely understand that. They said, if you want to put something or some information somewhere where a certain, group won't find it, you might put it in a book. That is, that's an old tale. So if you care about something and it happens to be 900, 1,000 pages, 2 novels, if you care about it, you read it. Policy isn't short, and that's where a lot of the confusion comes from, because policy is long, in-depth, and detailed, and the majority of policy affects another policy. So it would be in-depth and in detail, and it's not for everyone. So to say just because it is lengthy that it's done intentionally so you won't read it, I think that is an incorrect statement to make as well. If you were interested in reading any bills or any amendments, you're going to find that they're not short, because most things intertwine. And sometimes it's really good to get to the point, and sometimes you need to understand how other things will affect other things. And again, if you wanted to read it, it's there for you to read. Open records, open access. That's what that's about. It's about some form of transparency. So you can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't have access to the knowledge, because it's there. And that might have worked in the past when you weren't allowed to read, that would have been an excuse. But now the majority of people, can read, have access to someone who can read, have assistants who read. They have artificial intelligence who can scan through documents and things like that. So that's no longer an excuse either. And to say that, things should have been discussed at a particular point in time. At any point in time, anyone could have actually brought up the points in the conversations that could possibly be had today. And that was a choice. And if you are recycling, congratulations. I do have to get a recycle bin for the house, but I am seeing more places with their recycling bins, and I think that is amazing. Also, if you get some time, you can check out the Nobel Peace Conversation. It's a really good conversation. The last one that I just watched, they have some really good interesting achievements and things that people are investing in that could be really exciting for those who are interested in the math, science, physics world. So that's really cool. Pretty cool. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it for today. And I am really trying my best to stay focused. I actually enjoy a deadline, but my deadline got pushed back to I don't know when, so I'm trying to find some type of particular motivation to just continue painting or go lay on the beach somewhere and get rubbed down by somebody. Those are good alternatives than being, stressed out and insulted all day. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, lovely day. And those are a few of my pieces. I like to hang them up and change them around. I've got another one that I'm working on, and I was so excited about my trip to New Orleans. In one of my paintings, I got to see some things that were very exciting to me. So if you are a creator, if you are into that world, I would love to see your work, and hopefully you can enjoy my work as well. Open mic night. Keep trying to make my way there. Those are good things to keep yourself busy. Also, there is some new medication for Alzheimer's disorder. If you guys are interested, I think they just finished some clinical trials for that medication, and I think the numbers were pretty decent. And also, what else was there? Staying aware. I think people, they say you're supposed to constantly read the newspaper to make sure you stay up to date and involved with things that are going on, and not just have one source of information feeding you constantly. So I try to stay up to date with policy. Not to say that, again, sunbathing somewhere doesn't sound like a wonderful idea. And if you are interested in any type of conversations, I am available for booking. You might think, what does she have to say, or anything valid to add to the conversation. And I personally believe when you understand things on a vast level, and then you're able to break those down into brief conversations. For example, if you would like someone to read that 900-page document, I'll be more than happy to do that for you, but that's going to cost you. And we could definitely have a conversation about it. And if you're not interested in that, okay. But again, I've got this thing too. Hold on. But I can't wait to see my gut. This thing here. You see it? Yeah, so I've got this piece. It is it's a tribute to the hoodoo and voodoo culture. And I am falling in love with, the aspects of it. So I bought this little thing here. And I have been so preoccupied with the 99 problems that we, all have in our lives, that I have yet to get around to putting some pieces together. And I'm finding the more that I indulge myself in my artwork, the less I want to even attempt to sell them, because I really enjoy them. And being an entrepreneur, it's really difficult to explain to people that, you're a little multifaceted. But the research is going great. Today I actually ran into someone who had been drafted. Now, as many veterans as I have spoken to, that was the first person that I've had the pleasure of meeting that actually said that he was drafted into this. So I can't wait to have another conversation with him and get his aspects and his points of view during that time period, which is so important to me, because to know where you're going, you really have to know where you've been. And you can let other people gas you, but at the end of the day, again, we are atoms and molecules, and each with an individual purpose and thought process. And that should be definitely respected, even at the basis level. We've all had our trials and our tribulations, and we've all been through things. And I'm sort of kind of glad these last few years, even though it's been really hectic, I am sort of glad I was able to get a chance to get to know people. And if you had a quickly a clean background, and if all it took was a misunderstanding for you to be judged so harshly, it's just good to know. So yeah, these little thankies here. Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally have gotten the opportunity to really try to take care of myself. This weight thing going up and down, I got down to 170 pounds, and then shot right back up. So it's a process, and the fact that being able to eat healthy is more expensive. It's more expensive to go out and get a salad than it is to get a bag of chips. If you're thirsty, and you don't want no tap water, you can get you a 2-liter soda for $1.29. And sometimes it's still 99 cents. As whereas if I want some actual juice or a smoothie, you're paying $6.99. And if you can't understand that, then we really don't have nothing to talk about. You could be like, oh, what's $6? You're so broke. But if you can't understand what the economy is like, especially on a single income, then you mixing your conversations it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. I've talked to people who are in their 70s, dang their 80s, and they've never seen a $5,000 check before. They've never seen a $5,000 check before. So what type of conversation do you think you're going to have, or what type of connection you think you're going to have with people who've never even seen that type of money? And it's not a lot. And if Like I said, I'm really ready to travel. I really am. I've been a person that likes to go. I like to get up and go. Stay in places where you're not wanted. It just leads to abuse. It just leads to different forms of abuse, because people think that you have no choice. And that's not okay. But anyway, she like my hair. So I have a live thing going on. Maybe they'll let me go live later, but thank you for checking out my channel. The sun is shining brightly. I cut my hair off again. But I want to thank New Orleans for having me. It was really nice to be there. It was really nice to get to experience all the beautiful scenery. It was really nice to catch a glimpse of history. There is an old slave town that I got to walk through. And of course, there were a lot of reconstruction and a lot of things that really make sense, and there are some answers if you are that type of in-depth person. But it is good to get those things down. And if you are buying your blocks, congratulations. If you are buying a block, congratulations. If you are reaching out and changing the mind of just one person, or getting that person to even think is really cool. Some of us, we can go forever just on autopilot with nothing, really going on in our heads because we're so busy trying to get things together and trying to make ends meet. And if you never questioned, why this person isn't having some type of thought process, then you never really cared about what's really going on with the person, because something had to been going on during that process. So yeah. Well, it was nice talking to y'all, and I'll see you later. Nice to meet you.